What's up guys, today I'm going to be doing a review of these Fairtex TGO3 Super Sparring Bag Mitts, and I have a little help with me today, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing a close-up weigh-in and review on these Fairtex TGO3 Super Sparring Bag Gloves. And you can see I got mine in the dark navy blue with red and white. Full genuine leather, handmade in Thailand. Just a beautifully constructed glove. I know they're called Super Sparring Gloves. At least that's the way Fairtex has described them. These are obviously bag mitts. Obviously it has this open thumb design. I got mine in size medium. But you can see here, just a beautiful glove. Obviously, you wouldn't expect anything less from Fairtex. All the gear I've tried from them has always been top-notch quality. You have the Fairtex logo on the back. Handmade in Thailand, genuine leather. It's pretty much the same logo they use on all their gloves. You have a cloth Fairtex patch on the back of the wrist with red piping all the way around. Size medium on the inside. You have the satin nylon liner. You can see it does have ample wrist support that goes around the wrist. It does have a circular cuff with, I'd say, about a half inch of padding that goes around your wrist. And of course, an open thumb design. The premise behind that, when you're hitting the bags, is you can really form a perfect fist, meaning that your thumb is tucked underneath properly from a fundamental standpoint for using it for bag work. They call it Super Sparring Gloves on their website. I'm not sure why. I guess when you're doing Thai boxing, you could use this for some limited sparring. But obviously you have your thumb open, so you have to be wary of gouging your sparring partner's eye out with your thumb. You do have a large grip bar right there in the middle, and you can see the grain of the leather looks really nice. Beautiful stitching, looks really good. And it uses high density latex foam padding on the inside right there. So I wouldn't say that it's super stiff or soft, way too soft or broken. It's right there in the middle in terms of feel. So here you go, that's the right glove, and here's the left glove. Let's go ahead and put it on the scale, see how much these weigh. They don't actually give a weight, they just go by letter size. So let's see how much they actually weigh. So the right glove is right at 8.9 ounces, so 9 ounces, let's just round up. And the left glove is right at 9.6, so a little bit heavier. So I would say that these are right in between like an 8 to 10 ounce fight glove when you're looking at it from a weight standpoint. Let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of these Fairtex TGO3 Super Sparring Bag Mitts. I have a little bit of help here, a little background help with me today. Got mine in a navy blue with the white red. Color scheme, size medium. It's a full wraparound Velcro closure. Full genuine cowhide leather made in Thailand. Beautiful glove. Now, if you go on their website, it's a little confusing because they call them Super Sparring Bag Mitts. Why? Maybe in Thai kickboxing they use these for sparring, but from a traditional boxing standpoint, these definitely wouldn't be sparring gloves. Obviously, they have an open thumb, which you can poke somebody's eye with, and there's just not enough padding for a sparring glove. So definitely wouldn't consider these traditional boxing sparring gloves, but that's what they call them. They're designated as a TGO3 model. Colors, you can get them in this color. They have yellow and black, white and black, all white, red, blue. They have several different colors you can choose from. 3 different sizes, medium like I have here, large and extra large, just depending on the size of your hand. I got mine in medium, which I feel is a hair too small. I probably should have gotten large. So based on that, I think they just take the dimensions of people in Thailand, typically people like Asian or typical Asian and Pacific Islander descent. Usually we don't really have as larger hands as others, just from a biological standpoint. We just typically have smaller hands. So keep that in mind when you do order these gloves. And even with some Muay Thai gloves, I know they run more compact, is that if you do have larger hands, I would definitely venture off into looking at the large or the XL. That way you get a little more room in your hand compartment. But looking at design wise, it has the standard Fairtex logo on the back of the glove. It does say handmade in Thailand right there. The navy blue color. The Velcro strap says Fairtex on the back with the cloth patch. We have a full wraparound Velcro closure. So you can see that right there, and about 1/2 inch of padding that goes around in a circular cup. So you can see that with some red piping, all leather strap as well. On the palm side, you have red piping as well as double stitching, a large grip bar that's really nice. It's not too soft. And obviously you do have that open thumb. There's no padding around the thumb itself. It's just a piece of leather that they use for the rest of the glove without any padding. Your thumb goes through there. The whole premise of that, using that for a bag glove, is that when you make a fist, you can really tuck that thumb underneath to really get a nice solid fist and concrete feel of making a fist with that. So that's really nice. And you have the double stitching. So you also have the medium-sized tag on the inside, as well as a kind of a polyester nylon liner on the inside. And quality-wise, these gloves are top-notch. Everything I've used Fairtex-wise has always been great. You can see the quality of the leather is really nice. It has a satin look to it. Really nice high-end leather. It doesn't feel cheap whatsoever. Nice cut of the grain. The actual Fairtex logo is printed nicely on the back. Same thing with the patch, really nice and clean. Excuse me. Nice and symmetrical. The leather that they use right here on the thumb looks really good. The stitching looks nice and precise. Even the stitching around here where it's kind of bunched up on the edges and around the fingertip looks really good. You can just see there. Grip bar is nice. Double stitching across the grip bar looks really clean. The white leather was really nice as well. Nice and thick. And the leather that they have the thumb attached to, you can see it's like a circular stitching that goes around here. So it's almost, they stitch it on top of the other leather. And it overlaps so your thumb can go through. You can see that looks really good. The Velcro strap feels really good too, nice and thick. And the leather on the back looks good. Inside liner is super clean, no tears on the liner. Back hinge point looks good. And you can see the actual lip of where the latex foam is that covers your hand. So quality is definitely there. I mean, stitching looks phenomenal. Leather looks great. No complaints there. Now, comfort of the gloves. It's definitely a tight fitting glove in terms of the finger compartment, and it's not a very deep finger compartment. So I feel like my pinky finger is pushing against my ring finger, kind of like that. It's almost like doing one of those when I have my hand in there. So maybe I should have gone a size up, but based on the measurements I was given through Fairtex, this is the size I'm supposed to be based on my hand. I don't have huge hands by any means, but it feels like it's kind of a little too tight. It should be wide. It should be a little wider. You can actually see it does kind of like a little, instead of it kind of dipping down and kind of rounds out. It doesn't really have a flat spot to where it kind of opens up for the fingers. It just stays kind of rounded. So I feel like my fingers are definitely too narrow, and it's not deep enough. Another thing is you can feel how thick the stitching is right here, which is a nice thing. But again, I feel like it kind of puts a lot of pressure on my fingertips and kind of numbs my fingertip out. The great thing is, obviously your thumb is open, so you can really tuck your thumb underneath and really make a great fist with your thumb. So I love the flexibility of bag mitts and the fact that you have an open thumb and you can really tuck your thumb underneath your fingers and really make a nice fist. The wrist support feels really good. You do have some flexibility there for Thai kickboxing if you're looking to get into a clinch. Obviously, it's not the greatest wrist support for when it comes to boxing, but a lot of times when you get bag mitts, you're never really gonna get a ton of wrist support. The whole premise behind it is to really develop the strength in your forearms, your wrist, and in your knuckles and your hands to really strengthen it, kind of callus your hands and your wrist and your forearm per se, kind of weathering it out. So that's what you're really buying it for. If you're looking for something that's super protective and you really need to keep your wrist in line and you really need a lot of knuckle protection, then bag mitts are probably not your best go-to. But in terms of improving punch form, fundamentally punching correctly and strengthening your hand, they're definitely the way to go. I just feel like the fingertip right here, this area of a glove really kind of, for me, kind of lets it down a little bit. Because it's not deep enough as well. You can see the finger compartment's a little bit on the shallow side. So even when I roll my finger in, I feel like it doesn't pull my knuckles forward far enough to really land on two front knuckles unless I really turn my hand over. So those are just little things I noticed about it, but everything else feels really nice with this glove. Now, protection and performance, One thing else I wanted to show you guys, obviously there's a little bit of a top heaviness with this glove because of the hinge point, but again, this is a tie style glove, so there's a little bit more flexibility when it comes to the wrist. Now, protection and performance wise, if you're looking for a bag mitt, this is a latex padding, so it's medium density. You get excellent crack out of it. So feedback wise, when you're hitting the bag with this glove, man, you really just get a nice satisfying feeling. It's not for the faint of heart when it comes to protection. You definitely feel the shock of the punch come through. Compare this to like the rival RV50s, which to me, or even the rival Guerreros, which have more padding or a little bit more protective, definitely more protective than these bag mitts. So from a protection standpoint and like shock absorption, I would definitely be wary of that. But if you don't have any hand issues and you really want to get that excellent feeling of feedback and making contact, you definitely get it with these gloves. They're definitely more on the feedback side, and you can really feel your shot, especially on the heavy bag. Maybe more so on a softer filled heavy bag. I think you'd be a little bit more comfortable and you can go longer rounds because you don't really put a lot of wear and tear on your hands when you're wearing these and using these on a little bit more of a softer filled heavy bag. If you're going with something denser like the nozzle bag that you see me hitting in my videos, I could probably go about 4 to 5 rounds, and after that I start to definitely feel a little bit of soreness in my knuckle area, so definitely be mindful of that. Cost wise, these were $59, which to me are a great price. I mean, I think Reyes sells their bag gloves for $99, and I would put these right up there with Reyes in terms of quality leather, construction. I mean, there's bag mitts that are synthetic and not even as good quality as these and are more expensive. So definitely a great price, even if you pay full price for them. I would go up a size maybe. So if you typically get large, I would go with maybe an XL. Just go a size up because these definitely run a little bit on the small side. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Fairtex bag mitts. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.